There was a time, not all that long ago, when you could sit in a room and hear nothing. No hums, no pings, no buzzes, just silence. Real heavy silence that covered everything like a giant blanket. The kind that pressed your skin like warm air. The kind that makes you know you're alive without having to do anything. We didn't meditate because it was trendy. We didn't call it mindfulness. We just lived in the absence of interruption. We had no idea that we'd be the last to have that luxury. Before we begin, please like, subscribe, and don't be a poser. Generation X never saved the world, but we were the last generation to grow up in a quiet one. To live in neighborhoods where the only sound after 9 p.m. was the ticking of a kitchen clock and the far-off crackle of a bug zapper. There was no YouTube whispering productivity hacks, no TikTok gurus telling us how to manifest peace. Just the natural stillness of being present, and nobody monetized it. Boredom wasn't a problem, it was a portal. You'd stare at the ceiling fan and daydream entire lifetimes. You'd sit on your front steps and listen to the wind, not because it was poetic, but because that's all there was. Silence wasn't scary, it wasn't a void. It was life without interruption. We didn't realize how rare that would become. Now, silence has to be scheduled. It's sold back to us in the form of noise-canceling headphones and overpriced retreats. We pay for it now like a forgotten drug. We run from it until we burn out, and then beg for 5 minutes where no one's trying to reach us. But we used to live there full time. When you're sat in your bedroom at night, lights off, just the glow of a red digital clock, you weren't thinking about what to post. You weren't refreshing feeds. You were just there. That stillness, that was your operating system. And it came with some side effects. Reflection, clarity, maybe even a little wisdom. Now, there's a reason so many of us feel like ghosts in the modern world. It's not just aging. It's not just tech. It's that our inner peace was shaped by silence. We came from a time when presence wasn't marketed, it was involuntary. And now we live in a world addicted to noise, trapped in a dopamine cage, scrolling and tapping until we forget what stillness even feels like. We were raised by quiet, and now it's lost. Being present isn't about finding peace. It's about remembering that you were never supposed to be running from yourself in the first place. That car ride with no music, that walk with no earbuds, that rainy afternoon where all you did was sit and stare out the window. That was you, uncurated, unfiltered, alive. And it wasn't perfect. Maybe it was lonely. Sometimes it was boring. But it was you exploring you. It wasn't borrowed from an algorithm or boxed into a positive vibes playlist. You were allowed to sit with your thoughts. Let them stretch languidly in the sun. You were allowed to disappear into a moment, not post about it. Silence taught us patience. It taught us presence. It taught us not every space needs to be filled. That the best conversations sometimes happen after the talking stops. That eye contact truly matters. That a shared silence can mean more than 1,000 typed words. We need a reminder to unplug. We were never meant to be plugged in to begin with. We didn't call it Zen, but we felt it. That moment after the phone stopped ringing and the last note faded into the void. That walk down a hallway late at night, your footsteps the only sound. That eerie calm of the woods on a snow day. It was sacred. It was natural. It was necessary. And now we chase that feeling through apps that promise peace, but just sell distraction with a pastel filter. Maybe that's why we're always just a little bit uncomfortable now. Like our rhythm is out of sync with the world. Because we were raised with pauses, on the stillness between the songs, on walks to nowhere, on afternoons with no agenda. Now it's all go, now, more, constant input, constant noise. And then we wonder why everyone's anxious. There's a power in choosing to hear nothing, in not reacting, and letting the world wash over you instead of gripping it with both hands and screaming for more. And we used to know that. It wasn't taught, it was absorbed through waiting rooms, long rides staring out the window of the car, sitting in the dark with our thoughts, our demons, our dreams, all of it. The silence didn't kill us. We didn't know it then, but I think it made us whole. We are the last generation to know what daily silence really sounds like. Not silence as in noise reduction. Silence as in presence. As in being so completely here that the world doesn't feel like a background tab. So present that your thoughts have room to echo. So still that your breath becomes the loudest thing in the room. That silence, that was our birthright. And now it's an endangered species. Maybe that's why you're still watching, still listening. Because some part of you remembers it too. And deep inside you hope that maybe that part is still reachable. Stop clicking. Don't swipe. Don't refresh. Just sit and listen to what isn't there. Thanks again. This has been Slack Signal X.